Hello and welcome to round 12, I think it is, of season 4 in F2. Here today we are at the mighty Monza, as you can see. A track that has a lot of potential for some good racing. Also some massive crashes with corners like Ascari, as I'm sure you all know, are very tough on this game. So hopefully today we get a good race, some good action. Hopefully not too much carnage into turn 1 this time around. Hello Houseman. I'm sure you're looking forward to the race tomorrow. I know you've got I'm not even spectator, sorry. Yeah, I know you've got a lot of pace on here. I'm sure you'll be looking forward to tomorrow in F1. Fry Pepper says Ryan for P1. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I didn't get a chance to watch all of the F3 race earlier, so I'm not too sure how that ended, but hopefully we're in for a good race. Let me take a look at the championship standings. Okay, so currently, as things stand, Tobias is on a 3-race win streak, having picked up victories in Monaco, France, and Spain. His title rival, Fireshot Ryan, has fallen aback a bit since the last time I had a look at this, where they were equal on points, as now Tobias takes a 27-point lead into this race here today. So Fireshot Ryan will definitely be looking to pick up a victory. The battle for third place is quite hot, as there are 4 cars spread by 19 points. That's going from what Gino done to 6 all the way up to Edzax in the Red Bull in third place. So it'll be interesting battles going on there also. Sniper Arctic, the man who recently, well, I say rejoined F2 after being a reserve and then driving Formula 1. He's finished 2nd place in the last 2 races, so he'll also be looking for his first victory of the season. Have a look a little bit further down, see if there's anything going on. Oh yeah, no, Wan's in F1 now. Okay. So yeah, those I think are the main battles. Some battles down in the mid-pack in the championship between Gaieth, JJ Dog, and I'm seeing John Gacho has been banned. I have no idea why, but that is not any of my business anyways. So F1 is racing now. No, no, they're not. Let's see. Well, to be fair, I'm not too sure what you're talking about there, but no. So when are we gonna get going? 6:02 now. Okay, here we are. So I wonder what the weather has in store for us here in F2 today. Maybe some rain would make things even more exciting than I'm sure they will already be, especially going into turn 1. We'll wait and see. And I'd also like to know what the weather is for the race. So where's my phone? It's taking a while to load. Is the lobby about to glitch? No, thank God. Okay, let's see what qualifying has in store for us. And it looks like it will be completely dry for qualifying, at least, with blue skies, and at the moment no cars, and also a dry race. So now we look to setting the grid and qualifying. Let me switch on everything I'm gonna need. Don't really need that. We'll go fitted first. So he's the first car out on track, as Virginio will start in last position. Alex is out on the mediums. I don't know if there's too much you can really do with the strategy around here. It's said that the undercut's overpowered, but you know, if you're in the train, there's not really much you can do. So we'll look to see what is the best tyre to actually start on. I assume it will be the softs, but Alex choosing to do his first lap on the mediums, as well as Bossy Vamos. So cars coming out of the pit lane. I don't think it will be like the F1 race is normally around here, with cars looking for a slipstream, but change the title. Oh, did it say F1? Oh, that's what you meant. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know why it was F1. Thank you, Patrick. Okay, so where's Alex? Coming around the final corner, and he will be the first car to set a lap as long as it is valid. Yeah, didn't see that. Thanks though, Patrick. Cheers. Yeah, so Alex is going to be the first car to do a lap as a McLaren or Redzak gets out of his way. Also Tobias and Yarrow Flo starting their laps, so it'll be interesting to see where the championship leader can go on his banker lap. So oh, I don't know what happened in the tier 3 race, but yeah, we'll see if there's carnage or not on the first lap, Michelizi, or even the first few laps, as Alex comes towards Parabolica. His lap is valid, so he will be the first driver to put a time on the board. We look to see how competitive that time is, though, as Alex crosses the line and goes with a 122.4. That most likely will not find him any time. As you can see, Kadir goes 2.5 seconds quicker, as I think Tobias is coming over the line and he goes with an 118.9. So that is a strong banker there for the championship leader, as Flo goes just 7 tenths behind with a 119.6, as Westerhouse goes P2 with a 119.5. As there was a 3-letter, okay, 2 safety cars. Oh wow, I can imagine. Pricky goes into P2 with a 119.3. There was safety car right after safety car. I might have to go back and watch that. As Lupus lap was invalid, So Tobias currently has a 4/10 lead, but his main championship rival, 5-Shot Ryan, has not actually set a lap yet. So it'll be interesting to see how close 5-Shot Ryan can get, as well as his teammate Sniper Arctic, who, as I said, has finished second in the last 2 races. Wow, 3-lap, yeah, I can imagine that was crazy actually. I can definitely imagine. Hopefully we get similar action today, as I believe cars are just on their end laps. Yeah, so cars choosing to go for 1 lap rather than maybe 2. As I think we'll follow Sniper Arctic around on his lap. Yeah, Kadet's slowing down and he's not using the RS either. So we'll stay with excuse me, we'll stay with Sniper Arctic. As he's really aggressively trying to warm the tyres before he starts his lap. There's a few cars up ahead though. I wonder if he'll get some traffic going into turn 1. We'll watch this closely. Hopefully not. As he hooks it nicely into turn 1. Ooh, what? Lose the rear. Oh yeah, the traction's gone, so he would have lost a lot of time there in the first sector, maybe up to half a second. As cars are getting out of the way and he sets his first sector. Takes that corner pretty well though, he's good on the power. I wonder if we pick up a little slipstream from that car ahead. Maybe on the next straight you could benefit a little bit from that. As I believe, oh no, Gareth's about to start on the lap. Oh, that looks pretty clean. He doesn't try to take the slipstream from Alex. He goes through Parabolica. And we'll see how close, if anything, how close he can get to the top. And yeah, as you can see, he's about 7/10 down. He probably lost the majority of that time in the first sector. So we'll look at who else is on the lap. I believe, no, I don't think Tim is on the lap. As you can see, everybody now on the soft tires. So the runners, the guys that chose to go on the mediums, have definitively changed their minds and are now out on the soft tires. Who else? Where's 5-Shot Ryan? 5-Shot Ryan is still in the pits. I'm not too sure why, but he has not set a lap yet. As it looks like Lupus is pushing. Let's see what time he can do. Lupus goes up into P10 with a 13.7. JJ Dog also yet to do a lap. JG currently on his first flying lap. As Otapa is on the lap and it looks, no, his lap's invalidated. Alex goes up into P12. I think Edzax is starting his lap now. Yes, he is. Oh, and Tobias, as somebody's spinning, it's Pricky who's lost it in Ascari and has got an invalidated lap. But whilst all that was going on, Tobias set a 118.4. to extend his lead out in front to 9/10 of a second, or 8/10 of a second. We'll see if anybody has a response to that lap from Tobias. Pricky, and he's put it in the barrier. He just wants to get back to the pits at the moment. It looks like he's really struggling. Not too sure what is going on here. There's the Williams of Paul Jones coming up to the line, and he goes P12, the 119.8. There's a McLaren coming around the final corner. I wonder if they're boxing. No, it's Redzak who is starting his lap, and Bossy Vamos who's currently on a lap. 2 Red Bull drivers. Edzak who's about to complete his lap. Let's see where he can go. And he goes into the pits. Kadir looks like he's slowing down also. So still 7 minutes left in this session. Still a lot of changes. Bossy Vamos goes up into P7. And Kadir is coming into the pits. So it looks like the majority of the runners are now done. 5-Shot Ryan still in the pits with 6 minutes to go. I worry that he won't set a lap time, and really we need that so that there's a good fight out in front. Gaff is starting a hot lap. As Redzak will power towards Parabolica. As somebody joins, no idea who that is. And Redzak goes into P14 with a 119.9. JJ though, looks like he's... I think he just started a lap. Can this even be considered competition? Well, yeah, it's a massive gap. We'll see what happens, Javier, in the next 5 minutes. Hopefully somebody can get a little bit closer to Tobias, because, yeah, as you said there, it's a very competitive lap time set by him, and it doesn't seem like at the moment anybody can match it, as Gaff's lap time was invalidated. And Flo starting a flyer as Tim Matz is also on a hot lap. Where is the AlphaTauri? There's a McLaren. He'll be coming into the pits. So I think it's... Oh, and he's lost the rear! But he's just kept it out of the barrier somehow. That was a wicked save there from Tim Matz, as he was almost destined to DNF from qualifying, and he keeps out the barrier. I believe JJ Dog is about to complete a lap with 4.5 minutes left to go in qualifying. He goes up into P13 with a 119.8. So as you saw earlier, Tim Matsu looked like he had done a personal best. Middle sector was bound to improve, lost the rear end, and subsequently is on his way into the pit lane. I see our Tapper's coming in to run the final corner. I wonder if he'll be in the pits or is about to complete a lap. He's going across the line and he doesn't improve, but Lupus goes across the line and improves to go into P3, as Flo improves and beats both of them on a 119.1. Still at the moment nobody apart from Tobias into the 118, so we look for 5-Shot Ryan, who's still in the pits, and I don't know, it doesn't look like he'll be coming out anytime soon. As I'm so sorry I switched at that time. Really is what it is, it happens. I don't know if you get a penalty for that, but my bad. Pricky goes into P3, or no, I think he was still in P3. We'll see if Pricky's got an answer to Tobias. as I watch for other drivers on a lap. I think he's on an in lap, or his laps are valid. Okay, yeah. So it's currently Pricky. Looks like he'll be. Who's this person? Okay, maybe the Renault should be here, but I have no idea because I've never seen the name before. But Pricky's lap has been invalidated. Flo will be coming into the pits. Fireshot Ryan's still in the pits. So Guy starting a lap. I wonder if Pricky's chosen to, if he's gonna pit or go again. He chooses to go again, but he didn't save up his ERS, so he might be down on power by the end of the lap. We'll see. Guy F going through Lesmo 2 and the lap is still not invalidated, so he'll be happy. You see how much speed he can carry for a Ascari. Take as much curb as you dare on the inside. He doesn't take too much. As he rounds Parabolica now, and it doesn't look like Fireshot Ryan will be setting a lap today in qualifying. Gaff comes across the line and he improves by a tenth to go P7 on the 119.4. And the Renault Gold Rod Zirovsky goes P2 on a 119.9. So still, and Snap Arctic, the second man to break into the 118s on a 118.9. Sorry, he's the first driver to get within half a second of Tobias his day in qualifying, as Westhouse goes even faster with a 118.9. At the moment, Pricky is not on a lap, and it doesn't look like he will get a lap. A few cars on out laps. Paul Jones Jr. taking a lot of curb there on the inside, as there's a Mercedes ahead, I think running out of fuel. Paul Jones doesn't improve, and Pricky, I'm not sure if he just retired or I'm not too sure. So who is next across the line? There's a McLaren, Red Zach, Tobias. So we look to the current pole sitter, or the man on provisional pole, to see if he can extend his advantage. Oh, Fireshot Ryan is on a lap also. So he did come out in time to make a lap. So we'll see where Fireshot Ryan can put his Haas, and if it's anywhere near the front rows. He's always invalidated on the exit of Ascari. So Fireshot Ryan will start P19. And there's nobody behind him at the moment, but there's a yellow flags in the middle sector, as it looks like the AlphaTauris were helping each other out there with the slipstream. We'll see where that can put Kadir. As he does not improve. As I think Otapa goes into P4 and Tim Max goes up into P7. Does Tobias improve? He does, and he goes with a 118.3. And there's a few cars coming around the final corners, both Renaults, and lap time invalidated. So it looks as though it will be Tobias on pole position by half a second out in front after doing a 118.3. Westerhouse on the front row, with Snapper Arctic very, very closely behind in P3, really from second to fourth, covered by less than half a tenth. So you can see how close it is for that battle, but out in first place, Tobias well cleared the field. We'll see what the race has in store. Both Mercedes in the top 8, with Otapa qualifying in P4 and Timmats P7. They'll probably be satisfied with that qualifying. Both Renaults also in between. Pricky, Lupus and Gaia round out the top 10. Yeah, so Fire Shot Ryan, the nearest rival to Tobias currently in the championship, will start from P19 after not completing his one and only lap at the end of qualifying. So we'll see how much ground he can make up and whether he can keep out of trouble in the early stages in what is set up to be a very interesting race here at Monza today in F2. Is the game gonna glitch? It looks like it might. Oh well, isn't this absolutely wonderful? T-temps in the final sector. I think the game's glitched, by the way. Saying flows on an outlap. Oh, Codemasters. Okay, let's see what. Oh, Flow got a black screen. If you can hear like loud noises in the background, those are fireworks. My apologies. You know the season. But 1 second, anyways. We'll wait. I'll be back when you know what's happening with the lobby. Oh, sugar. Okay, so I think Flo was having a problem. Hopefully he gets an invite and he can rejoin. If Flo's got, excuse me. If Flo's Ghost is in, no restart. If not, restart. Oh. Okay, and we're back as 5-shot Ryan was disqualified basically straight away. Not too sure what happened there, but Flo rejoins. I think he's Ghost. Yeah, his Ghost is still there, so everything should be okay. Invite Flo, please. Yeah, I think he's just jumped back in. Okay, let's get all the relevant information up. So a few cars outside the top 10 choosing to go for the medium tyres, including Morginho. We'll see how that pays off towards the end of the race. And if there are any safety cars. I really need to get something right now, but I actually can't do that. Sugar. Okay. There we go with. I know they're just gonna bug out as usual. So the cars are lining up. As Flo is still ghosted on over. And Flo has left the session, so I think his connection or PlayStation's not in a great way right now. So we look to the grid and to turn one. What will happen? Will they take it cleanly? Will it be the opposite? We're about to find out as the menu left and it's lights out and away we go. And it looks like it's a clean start out in front for Tobias, and the front three stay the same, but Otapa goes up into P3 and there's cars in the middle of the pack and there's a lot of contact, massive contact, front wings everywhere, but besides that it seems like they've navigated turn one pretty well. Otapa up into P3. Tim Mats on the back of Pricky. As you can see, there's a lot of battles going on behind as well, as it looks like Otapa was close to making contact. 5-shot Ryan still back in P9 as the Renault gets past and Redzak gets past Flo, who is not in the session. So seems like the closest battles are here in the midfield as Gaia is pushing Alex right to the edge as Alex almost collects his whole car on the right. But still, as Kadir messes up Ascari, there's cars everywhere and there's Tim Mats going slowly in the Mercedes. I'm not too sure what's going on there as he's been overtaken, as Otapa and Snap Arctic are really battling for the final podium position. And there's yellow flags in the final sector. I think that's for the Mercedes of Tim Mats, who's slowing down, and I'm not too sure why. You can see here Sniper Arctic and Otapa really going into the first corner almost side by side, but it's an easy overtaking there. But Otapa fancies himself on the outside. Out in front, Tobias still leads, but a very, very slender one to Westerhouse as the game's messed itself up. No surprises there. And 5-shot Ryan looking to get past Paul Jones Jr. Oh, and he's there on the brakes and he loses some of his wing, or yeah, I think he's lost some of his wing there. So not a good start at all for 5-shot Ryan. And he goes very wide. I should invite. Oh shit. I don't even know if I have him on my friends list. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't even have Flo. So how are we going to do that? Let me check his game attack, but I'm missing out on a lot that is going on here right now. And Otappa's round as he's made contact with Pricky. Euro flow whatever, man. Gonna have to be patient for a moment. I have to invite Flo. This is, I can't lie, if he doesn't have an invite, I shouldn't have to go through this process to invite him. Like, come on, man. There's definitely racing I should be looking at here. Anyways, so what have we missed? Price shot rounds up into P10, and there's still a massive battle going on in the midfield, and that is with Fire Shot Ryan and Kadir, who's lost some of his front wing. And I must interject once again. This guy's on FIFA, what? What the hell, man? That's annoying. Like, what the hell? You're telling me to invite somebody that's on FIFA? Come on, man. Be serious. Anyways, that's annoying. Okay, so where were we? JJ Dog is fighting Kadir. So it looks like there's gaps appearing between a lot of the cars. The top down to P6 and Tim Mats. I'm not too sure what happened to Tim Mats. He suddenly slowed and is now on the hard tires. I don't know why I was told to invite you if you left the game, but I'm not doing that again. Really, what should happen is people should get free invites. If you run out of your free invites, then it is what it is after that. But anyways, yeah, there might be a little bit of a train forming here. Sniper Arctic managed to get past Westhouse. I have no idea how, but he has, and is only 1.5 seconds off the race leader. Fire Shot Ryan is really picking up places, but as you can see, he's got slight wing damage on the left side of his Alfa Romeo. Westhouse still very close to Sniper Arctic, as Edzax has an easy move around Kadir, and Bossy Vamos gets a 3-second time penalty. And the two hard runners are fighting at the back. And there's yellow flags in sector 3, and Fire Shot Ryan is out of the race, and there's a safety car on lap 6 here in F2, and the race leaders do not make it to the pit lane, but Pricky and everybody behind does get into the pit lane. So this could be a big moment in this race, as Pricky fits the hard tires and will cruise up to the back of the front 3 runners as the safety car comes into turn 1 now. So that might allow Tobias and Snap Arctic to go a bit faster and get around the track and into the pits without losing those positions. We will see, but that could be very vital for the current track positions here in Monza, as it seems like the majority of drivers, well, there's quite a mixture really. Red Zach's chosen to go out on the softs, which is probably a little bit confusing. We'll see how things transpire. JJ Dog also out on the soft tyres. Pricky and Atapa in P6 and 8 choosing to go with the hards as Fire Shot Ryan leaves this session. So it seems like Fire Shot Ryan's title chances or charge is really going in the wrong direction, as his championship rival still leads the race, and we'll have a look at where they are currently on the track and what they choose to do. It seems like if they pit and come out, they will be still leading the race. We'll have a look to see what tyres he chooses to go with, whether it's the medium or the hard. And he selects the medium tyres. So Tobias, the front three, going for the mediums, whilst Westerhouse chooses to go for the hards, and Alex and Will Jorginho get past as well. He gets past Sniper Arctic, but not ahead of Tobias. So we have a new race leader here on lap 7, and that is Alex, as he chose to start on the medium tyres and has now assumed control of this race. The top three before the safety car was Tobias, Sniper Arctic and Westerhouse, as Jorginho has also managed to get in the mix there on the medium tyres. So it'll be very interesting to see the direction this race takes. Ed Zax, Red Zach and JJ Dog choosing to go for the soft tyres. Oh, he looks very close to the car there. I don't think Bossy Ramos is in the race. Oh yes, he is. He's still catching the pack, and he's chosen to go for the hards also. Wow, well, you see there quite clearly what starting on the mediums has done. I wonder how that will change their strategy though, having run only 6 laps on these tyres. They'd probably be hoping for another safety car at some point later in the race to really parachute them up overall. Wonder how many more laps we'll have. Probably after the next lap the safety car will be in. So in those few moments I will be back. You can see here Timax he's changed his mind and he's gone for the mediums. So and that probably does make a lot of sense, because lap 8 to lap 27 is definitely possible in those medium tyres, and the hards are pretty slow. So we'll see what effect that has on the guys in P5, 6 and 8 of Westerhouse. And it looks like a car's, oh, we might have a glitch here. I think we have a glitch here. You can see he's really trying to get Paul Jones to go past. I think that might have been as a result of the safety car. As you can see, people are getting penalties left, right and centre, and this is really not good. Cold tyres. It's really understanding. Pricky and Jorginho, what's happening here? I think we're having the same problem under the safety car. You can see Jorginho's really slowing down, and he's lost places, and he's still slowing down. Oh, this is terrible. This is Jorginho, who was up in P3, now down into P6, as Westhouse gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. So this is really not good for the drivers, especially they'll just hope that they don't have to pit again. Pricky also hit with a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. the safety car will go around again. So I wonder if those drivers on hards will choose to, if they pit again, they'll have to serve the 5 seconds. It's probably best to serve it now, if any other time in the race, in case there is another safety car and they don't get a chance to get it removed. They choose to stay out. Yeah, they all choose to stay out. What a game. I don't know what this... I don't know how the game manages to give penalties for things like that, but what can you do, eh? In regards to the race for the net race lead for this race, that Virginio, the glitch going on there means that Snap Arctic will now be on the rear of Tobias, as the safety car is in this lap. So we'll see whether the hard runners are able to get those tyres up to a good temperature before the restart, especially on that exit of Parabolica, which can be very tricky. As you can see, all the cars really looking for that tyre temperature. Hopefully there are no incidents. The last thing you want is to lose some of your front wing, as we watch Alex out in front really weaving for the temperature. When will he decide to go, as the safety car is on his way in and he goes early? You can see, oh, he's got a massive understeer. You can see the rear tyres were not there on temperature. Tobias is on his rear now, and he pulls out using his overtake. We'll look from Sniper Arctic's point of view. There's a few changes of position in the back. Will Tobias go for it or not? It seems like he will stay behind for a little bit longer, as we have Pricky going past Westhouse but taking the corner a bit too much and getting a 3-second time penalty. So it seems fairly well behaved through turn 1, as Otapa's fighting Lupus and gets past Lupus. Whether the move is over, we'll see. Lupus having a look up the inside but chooses not to go for the dive bomb. Virginio still hanging on in 6th position on those medium tyres, as there's yellow flags in the middle sector and Kadir is off the track. I'm not sure who he had contact with, but I think there was a battle going on there. I need to change the gaps. Sniper Arctic really on the rear of Tobias, as the front three are separated by almost nothing. I wonder if they'll be waiting for DRS, as Alex is past. Tobias is past Alex. Will Alex return the favor? It looks like Tobias is going to use his ERS and street clear, but Sniper Arctic will want to get past as soon as possible, and it looks as if that is what he wants to do. But Alex has got a lot of straight line speed. Sniper better on the brakes. He tries around the outside and he gets the move done. Alex looking to get the traction out of the corner. Edzat's getting into P10 past JG into turn 1. So change is happening as Alex is looking to come back past Sniper. Will he make the move? No, he doesn't. So Tobias has managed to extend his lead to 1.1 seconds, breaking the DRS. That could be crucial in the result of this race, as the Renault gets past the McLaren. Tim Matz also passed the Williams of Paul Jones, and Bossy Vamos looking very interested in that battle also. The gap out in front still 1.2 seconds, as I think that might have been synchronized for Alex to let Pricky by. I wonder when Alex and Mourinho will look to come into the pits. They'll probably want to extend the stint for as long as possible, as Westhouse also gets past Alex. And it looks like Edzax is really struggling through Parabolica. We've got 3 cars here separated by nothing. What? Ooh. Anybody gonna go for the move? JJ though getting past Redzak up the inside. So the battle here for P10. We've got a battle for P7 also. It looks like this is a little bit of a train forming behind Pricky at the moment. As Kadir gets a 3-second time penalty. This track is very tough on track limits, as you can see, with multiple cars getting penalties. It seems like there's a few trains here forming, which you don't really want to be stuck in. Mourinho on the back of Alex, the 2 drivers that chose to stay out. Mourinho really using his ERS, and Alex having absolutely no ERS. Mourinho will look to get past here, and they'll go wheel to wheel into turn 1. Alex is later on the brakes. Mourinho cuts back, he'll look to get a better exit, as Edzax and JG are still battling. All easy on the traction. We'll see what happens here, as there are 3 cars really jostling for position. Will the Renault try it around the outside, or he gets the move done? That's a lovely move by the Renault, and JG loses 2 places in 1 corner as a result. There's really a good battle here going up for P10, as the Renault goes really defensive to JJ dog. DRS enabled for all the cars on this straight. As you can see, JJ dog going up the inside of the Renault and making the move stick, as the Renault goes wide and almost takes out JG on the exit, and they touch, and I don't know if the Racing Point is out. No, they are not out. They make heavy contact on the middle of the straight, and as a result they are now at the back of the grid, as Alex chooses to pit off of his medium tyres, and Otapa and Mourinho really battling. Mourinho locking both the tyres, Otapa looking to go around the outside, and he makes the move stick. It's a good move from Otapa on the hard tyres. Pricky's pace is really good at the moment, managing to stay within 3 seconds of the front 2 runners on the hard tyres. So if he can maintain this pace, he may have a chance towards the end of the race. As this battle here still going on in the midfield. Sorry. And the Renault retires, I think, in the pits. Yes, I believe the Renault retired in the pits, as Pricky gets a 3-second time penalty. And there's a really good battle here now for P5 as well. So a few good battles going on around the circuit. As you can see, as the game lags a little bit, the Ferrari of Gaif is looking to come past Lupus and get onto the rear of his teammate, as the 2 Red Bulls are fighting behind. Both drivers have been on the soft and medium tyres for 7 laps, as Gaif and Lupus are side by side. Edzax chooses to box off of those soft tyres, so I believe he may feel he made a mistake as Tim Mats blasts past JJ Dog into turn 1. Can he control it under the brakes? Yellow flags be and they make contact, but they're still side by side. They come together again. And they're still side by side. Tim Mats and JJ Dog really trading positions as and they almost make contact. It was a close one. I think Tim Mats managed to get out of the way. Really aggressive defending going on here. Will Tim Mats decide to throw up the inside? Yes, he does, and you don't want to do that. That was inevitable. And as he spins, he collects red Zacks and he loses some of his front wing. Tim Mats manages to continue, having only lost a few seconds. So that was almost inevitable after Tim Mats put himself up the inside there, but we'll see what the stewards think after the race. And it looks like Paul Jones may have damage with massive understeer. Oh no, it doesn't. So still the battle for 5th place continues. Will tap out here on the hard sides? Will definitely look to go around again. When will Eugenio decide to pit? He's not saving much of his ERS at the moment. Will he look to go up the inside of Otapa into turn 1? Otapa defends, and Gaia sends it up the inside, and he makes it around outside of his teammate, but he loses time. Gaia absolutely as Lupus almost loses the rear. Well, the rear. Don't know what else I was trying to say there. But you can see there, Gaia really aggressive on his teammate, absolutely sending it into turn 1 and getting the job done as Tim Mats pits. The gap out in front currently 2.4 seconds. Bossy Ramos with another penalty, and he goes wide. Gaia really looking to make a move on Otapa at the moment now. So Otapa on the hard tires, probably lacking some pace at the moment. As Tobias has the fastest lap of the race with a 122.1. And Otapa going defensive. Does he have the ERS? Yes, he does. But so does Gaia, as Eugenio finally decides to pit. Will Gaia make the move on Otapa for P5 as Otapa goes defensive, and Gaia looks to go around the outside, and they make contact, and Otapa stays in P5 whilst Eugenio pits for the soft tires. So we'll see how much pace he has from here on to the end. Westhouse 9/10 behind Pricky now. I wonder if he made a mistake or not. I don't think he did. So you can see some large gaps really opening up here at the moment as the race will begin to settle. Lupa's still pretty keen behind the P5 and 6 runners as Gaia goes really wide, or Otapa goes the complete opposite. We'll see whether Gaia will use DRS on this lap, or not DRS, sorry, ERS on this lap, as JJ Dog gets a 3-second time penalty. Westhouse really on the back of Pricky now, on the battle for the final position of the podium. These two drivers decided to put on the hard tires under the safety car, so we'll see what happens here. Bossy Ramos looking to close up behind Paul Jones Jr. Both have similar levels of ERS here, the P3 and 4 runners. So Sniper Arctic's really closed the gap on Tobias. I wonder if that's because of ERS or no. It looks like it might be pure pace. We'll have a look here to see whether Westerhouse gets good enough traction to have a look at Pricky going down into turn 1. Looks like he's trying to cool his engine. As Lupus is on the rear of Gaiath. And Gaiath has a little bit of front wing damage and he gets past. Ooh, but he's still side by side. The Faros, there's yellow flags in the middle sector. I'm not too sure why. And it's a fairly easy move for Lupus in the end. And he will now look to close up and pass or tapper as Paul Jones Jr. pits. Pricky really wide there on the exit, going into the gravel, somewhere you obviously don't really want to be. So Lupus really on the rear of attack. I wonder if he'll look to make the move early. It looks like he will. And he gets past or tapper on the hard tires. Now he'll look to break the DRS and chase after the drivers in P3 and 4 on the hard tires, as Kadir gets a 3-second time penalty. Sniper Arctic, the gap now at the front is 1.7 seconds. It doesn't seem like Westhouse can really stay with Pricky in the final sector and be close enough to make an overtake stick. I wonder if Otapa will look to come back at Lupus, and he doesn't. Ghost can be really distracting, it's quite annoying. I'm looking at Tim Mats on the rear of Paul Jones, who I think is just pitted on medium tyres for P14 and P15. But at the moment, this looks like the closest battle on the field. We'll see how Westhouse gets through Ascari as Pricky gets another time penalty. I think he's got quite a few, so the order at the end may still be different, but at least on track, as Paul Jones is a 10th behind Tim Mats. Or Tim Mats has gone past, I believe. Again, Westhouse not close enough. Going on the back straight as Virginia on the soft tyres gets past Alex. With 7 laps remaining, we wonder how much pace he has to see if he can get on the back of Kadir on the hards. He'd really need to pull away for that to happen, as the fighting cars around here can lose you a lot of time. So we've got another battle here for P5. Westhouse gets a 3-second time penalty. So I'm sure the standings will change at the end of the race. How significantly, we'll find out. But as you can see, not many or no battles really going on at the moment. So we'll take a look at position change. As you can see there, Pricky starting in P7, currently on the final step of the podium. Tobias maintaining his pole position. Gaiath in P7 looking to make that P6 as he's behind Otapa on the hard tires. Woodinho up 9 places after starting in P19. So he'll look to maintain his position and score some points for Ferrari, as Gaiath close to the rear of Otapa. Bossy Vamos having 2 stops. on the hard tyres. I think I do remember the two-stepper. Alex gets a penalty for corner cutting. JJ Dog another. Okay, let me just have a quick look at the race director. Okay, I know there will be a lot of 5-second time penalties under the safety car that will probably be reported for ignoring yellow flags. Besides that, you can see there's quite a few 3 seconds here. Yeah, so this race will most definitely still change, as Gaia is much closer to a tapper and will definitely look to attack him. Down into turn 1, he looks up the inside. Ooh, they're both very late on the brakes. Gaia gets the move done, but will a tapper look to attack him going down into turn, I think 2 or 3. And he thinks otherwise of a dive bomb. A Sniper Arctic gets a 3-second time penalty. Seems like the gap out front is quite stable. Breaking that DRS was very vital for Tobias. And Tapper and Gaif still fighting. P6 as Tim Max gets past Edzax. And he doesn't try anything out of Ascari. And we've got a few cars here fighting for P13. But we'll go back to Atapa and see if he can get back past Gaiath on the main straight. As Alex gets another 3-second time penalty. And it looks as though Otapa will get the DRS, and Edzax retires. He crashes at Ascari. Edzax has crashed out at the Ascari chicane. It seems. Will there be a safety car? Probably not, because it's that 24. You can see he's in the barrier. And JJ Dog gets past Alex, but Alex decides to fight it and goes back up the inside, but JJ Dog gets the job done. So it seems like the mediums were the better tyre to put on, as Edzax leaves the session. Excuse me. So it looks like the main battle we have here is for P6 and for P11. If I'm being completely honest, I really hope F1 is not like this race, because not too much action as of yet. Still 2 laps to go, but it doesn't seem like there are many things developing currently on track apart from penalties, as JJ Dog gets another. It's easy to get stuck in DRS trains around here and just stuck in slipstreams, not really able to go anywhere. So hopefully some weather or something makes things a bit more interesting for this track tomorrow. But we've got 2 laps to go as Tobias comes around Parabolica. I would say cruise control, but the gap is only 2.4 seconds, so still anything can happen. One mistake and he'll be there, as Westhouse is distancing himself from Pricky. Otapa's still in the DRS zone. It looks like he's been saving his DRS for an attack here with 76%, so he'll want to start using that very soon. So it looks like maybe that fight in P6 still has life left in him. Alex doesn't seem to have much ERS, which is a fairly common occurrence. I wonder how he'll look to do that, as Tim Mats is struggling for fuel and lets Paul Jones pass. Not sure what that was, but he's now going to come back past with the DRS. Otapa and Gaia. Wait, hold on. I was thinking he got past him. I don't think that was the case. Hopefully not. And there's yellow flags. There's a McLaren, I think it's Red Zack, on the Ascari, or the exit of Ascari rather, has spun out as Tobias starts his final lap. And Otapa will look to now mount an attack with the McLaren of Bossy Vamos behind in close company. Let's see how he manages to use his ERS down this back straight, and the exit he manages to get from Parabolica. It looks like a good one. Gaia has gone wide and picked up a 3-second time penalty, so it looks like it could be a fairly easy move for Otapa here, coming down the back straight as they go alongside and ahead. Gaia really fights. He's late on the brakes. Will he keep it on the track? He manages to do so. Bossy Vamos in close company, and the Ferrari spins. I don't know whether there was contact there or he just lost the rear end, but the Ferrari of Gaia on the final lap spins and loses P6 to Otapa and also P7. Alex on the rear of JJ Dog and almost spinning out there. Looks like Tim Mats has managed to stay ahead of Paul Jones Jr. Bossy Vamos very interested as Tobias comes round to win once again here in F2 in Italy, and also with the fastest lap on the final lap. Sniper Arctic picking up penalties, finishing 9.5 seconds behind. We'll see how everything else turns out. Bossy Vamos now looking to get past Otapa, coming out to Parabolica. Can he make it work? It doesn't look like he will, unless he can get a very, very good exit, and doesn't get one good enough. So you can see Westerhouse finishes on the podium with Pricky in P4. I think that may have been down to penalties. Gaia finishing in P9 after penalties. It seems as though Kadir will take the final points position. Where will Alex finish? P11. Tim Mats coming across the line in P11 himself. And now only JG to cross the line to finish what wasn't the greatest race in the world, but nonetheless another round of Euro F2 completed. Tobias takes another step closer to the title as Fireshot Ryan DNFs, and Tobias himself wins the race and gets the fastest lap. So, let me check the race director. Have a quick scan. A lot of penalties here that I'm sure will want to be looked at. Let me see how many warnings the top two got. 2 warnings for Tobias, 1 on lap 1. That's pretty good. A few warnings for Sniper Arctic, a few warnings for Westerhouse alongside some penalties. Same as Pricky, maybe as everybody else. Otapa only getting 1 warning, so that's really good from Otapa. Guess we just wait for the session to end. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this race here today. We'll be back next week for, I think, Hungary, one of my personal favorite circuits. Hopefully we can get some good racing in there. Until then, from me, Lowkey, have a good night, and yeah, see you next week.